Make sure I can hear it well, and then I can hear, and you can hear me well. Make sure I can hear it well, and then I can more chat. Okay, I think I got it. Amnesia should not be played to win. What is this supposed to mean? It's very interesting. It's not played to win. What is that supposed to mean? Okay. Let me check the sound. Okay, so it sounds good. Alright, I can hear myself. I'm gonna be starting this. Feel free to text me if you have any questions, or just type them in chat. You can always watch the replay, but I will be starting this now. Let's do this. Okay. Oh yes, of course, no fighting necessary. So it's just like Outlast. I've heard that this game is very similar to Outlast in some ways. I heard that this is a game that you actually want to make dark. This is not a game that you want to make bright, because you want to be able to see your dark. I typically make most games brighter, even like Elden Ring and stuff, so I'm probably going to make this like a... It wants to start at 1, I'll do like 1.3. Maybe 1.4, just so I can see a little bit. Okay, thank you. Here we go. Too late to turn back. Sure, put them on. Shoot, I don't know how to see comments on my phone. Wait. Okay, sounds good. Just leave a message when you come back, and then I'll show the comments again. I will be here going through this. I don't know what any of this is supposed to mean, but comment? Sure, we'll just turn it all on. Oh wow, okay. I'm sure it'll teach me some of this as I go. Yeah, we'll go normal mode, because apparently there's no easy mode. Hopefully this is fun. Hopefully this isn't too scary. Hopefully this is actually enjoyable. I knew a lot about Outlast going into it, so it wasn't that scary. I don't know anything about that.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done?
Can't see anything.
This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Classic setting, I wake up, and who knows what? I'm killed. This is exceptionally dark, wow.
Hi, my name is Thomas Grip, and I'm one of the co-founders of Frictional Games. I worked with engine code, gameplay code, design, and many other things for Amnesia. In my commentaries, I will mainly focus on the design behind the different parts of the game. I hope you'll enjoy them.
Sure. How do you run? Why am I so slow? Run is L2.
The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level. Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Why is my character like falling apart? Control third. So why is everything like slanted? What the heck? Wait, I didn't do anything, did I? I don't think that did anything. Wait, is this open before? I'm definitely not going over that. It's a new box? Oh, my image, all is good, crystal clear. This is like 1830s, I think. Okay, I'm starting to get all that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Wait, the trail leads this way, so I gotta go this way. Why am I so slanted? Dang, I'm stuck. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot see anything. I don't have to be cheating to turn the brightness up, but like, it might. So what is this? This is definitely not blood, it's like pink. Open up. Oh, no. I can hear something now. Oh, he already knows he can jump right here. What's going on? What was that? I did not do any of that. I'll defend myself. Die! Okay, so tinder boxes are pretty common. They're not like batteries in Outlast. Outlast, you get like one battery until the end of the game, or you get 12 or something. Why am I in this castle? Oh, okay.
This is one of the first levels that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out. So in the first design, after this corridor, the archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was built much later. In fact, the first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later. In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story. However, as we redesigned things, we found the waking up with amnesia thingy, although a bit cliché, much more fitting.
Oh shoot, things are going whack. I am losing my sanity.
Hi there, my name is Luis Rodero. I'm mostly the tool programmer, level scripter at times, and perhaps the main reason why the rest of the core team at Fictional Games is pretty much forced to speak English at our internal meeting, as I am the only non-Swede here. Now, what a Spaniard is doing with a bunch of Swedish guys is a whole different story we won't be discussing today. By the way, I will be talking mostly about tools and scripting. Hope you like it. The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes during the development. Not that many in visual appeal as in internal stuff, like data structures and handling. This happened mostly because at the beginning we only knew the basic stuff that needed to be in them, and as they grew in features and functionality, they started to kind of fall apart, mostly due to my big lack of previous experience in projects like this. Right now, aloud, what the hell still sounds in my head when I look at some parts of the code, but I am still proud of them. They can also get a bit buggy at times, but hopefully this won't happen again in the future, and I already got some nice ideas for the next iteration of the tools.
I didn't listen to the thing you just said. You got the lantern, like, in Outlast, I would literally never use my batteries unless I absolutely had to. Hopefully I can do that again now.
Hello everyone, my name is Mikael, and I'm the writer for Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander, that is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Head is pounding and hands are shaking. What? Okay, so let's kill him. Wait, can I pick up the candle? Why can't I bring the candle around? Wait, what? Now what? Am I doing this correctly? What? Where did I go? I think I missed something here. Secret door or something? Yeah. Nice, okay, that's cool. Whoa, big. I did not expect that.
Hello, my name is Mark Nikander. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at Fictional Games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired as a full-time artist in the later part of Penumbra Black Plague.
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
He wants me to go down.
The entrance hall was first shown in our first gameplay trailer, and while the layout hasn't changed much, the details certainly have. We build our levels from sets of pieces, in this case, the custom-based set. While the carefully planned set pieces made level building very easy, the levels became very similar and we had to make special pieces to the levels. Now, 1.5 years later, the special pieces make up about half of the pieces in the custom-based set, and we made changes to incorporate these objects into the earlier levels. An example of this can be seen if you compare the hole in the roof now with the one from the first trailer. The new roof was made in the middle of the project when you built level 9 back hall. A special version was made to give the roof hole in the entrance hall more depth and detail.
Scattered throughout the game, you can see some signs written in Latin. The reason for using it is that it was considered a language of culture and science, as most scientific and philosophy authors wrote their works and treatises in it. As we are dealing with a castle dwelled by a pretty smart guy that has been around since the Renaissance period, Latin all around the place was something we should expect. Being the only guy in the team that had a direct contact with Latin, in high school to be more precise, well, it was kind of logical that any translation to be done would have my name on it.
Oh,
translating stuff into Latin was kind of strange and fantastic to do. At first I had a classic Latin dictionary, so if I had to translate any modern term, I would have to track its etymology down to the Latin equivalent, or look for a synonym or similar expression that had a direct translation. Then I had the luck to come across some dictionary for modern stuff online that addressed most of this stuff for a huge lot of terms, so it couldn't have come in a better time. Some days I would have Sebastian dropping a list of 9 or so entries to be translated, and before finding this dictionary, it was quite a lot of work. On a side note, we even had a choose your Latin poll on a couple entries, just to pick the one that sounded better for everyone. Results were pretty unanimous. If you haven't followed our development blog back when it started, you might have missed one of the biggest changes in our production pipeline. 2 years back, we started a toolset side project to ease and speed up the creation of content for the game. I'd say the level editor, which is what we, or more specifically Jens, Mark and Marcus, have used to build all the halls and corridors you are working through right now, is the big start of the pack. Its workings in a nutshell: while all the models and assets are actually made in software like Maya or Blender, everything geometry-wise in the levels is put together in it. Then lighting and sweet details like decals and fog are added in. While this approach might sound simple, really nice stuff can come out from it, as you can see in the
like
game.
The main area. This connects to archives, like the basement and all that stuff. Where's it want me to go?
This is one of the many hub levels in the game. And this is a design concept that we started out with in Penumbra. The idea is to give the player some freedom on where to go, but at the same time give a clear objective. In this level, the slime obstacle is the thing that the player needs to get past, and all other levels then have things needed to do so. The slime itself is one of the few puzzles left from the initial designs, and the one I'm probably the least proud of. Now that slime appears all around, it feels a bit forced that you need to have a potion on the slime. Many testers also complained that they wanted other options in getting rid of the slime, like burning it. However, creating a potion is the central theme for this hub, so we had to let it be. I don't think it's that bad, but we probably could have redesigned it if we had time.
Oh, good, more slime. He wants me to go down to where I heard the screaming. That's fun, I like screaming. Okay, it goes through oil fast. Oh, these little cutscene things are... Oh, I didn't mean to go here. What the heck? Oh, yeah, I have to go down here. Assuming it's locked. Oh, it's not. Wine cellar. I've heard things that this is one of the scariest areas. It's the only one of the few things I've heard. Okay, that's good. I did not want to go there. This is dark. Like literally and like emotionally. What's going on down there? Something hidden back here? No.
Getting closer, somehow.
The particle editor is also a fine part of the tool bundle, and it is what we use to create particle effects for maps and events. We use particles to do nice effects like the flames in torches and the smoke that comes out from them. All we have to do is add one or more particle emitters, set up some parameters like starting position and speed, and all sorts of fadings in size, color or speed. It's funny how you can simulate all kinds of effects with such simple elements. I very much recommend you to try it yourself.
So let's light this one.
In early concepts, this was meant to be a sort of wine testing room and directly connected to the wine cellar. The reason for the whole wine testing thingy was that we planned on having more laboratories in their levels, so a lab here as well felt kind of strange. Then things changed and only one lab was left in the design, so we changed the name to laboratory instead. The whole wine testing facility that could make dangerous acid always felt kinda strange anyways.
It's okay. That sounds like what I would need to use to burn those, or to just destroy those things. The tissue. Move over to the wine cellar, okay. That's what I use for chemical ingredients. Maybe. They're doing very good on oil. I think I know the solution. If I can... That's good, I like puzzle games. Typically, I think... Mostly correct? No, okay. Haha. Mostly correct. Let me check the comments. It's... Well, I was 20 minutes already. I don't know if I was supposed to turn these things on or not. I thought it meant that, like, commentary, like, I don't know if I'd, like, hear the monster or, like, subtitles, but... What the heck? So, I'm not sure that's intended, because they would... I'm just dropping bombs down here. But I'm understanding it so far. Right now, I'm trying to look for chemicals to get rid of organic tissue that's blocking my path. I can hear someone screaming. In order to get those chemicals, they were moved to the wine cellar. So I need to get down there, but I need the key for the wine cellar. Okay, I'm turning off the commentary. That's something for like a second playthrough or something, I don't know. So, yeah, something's splashing down here. Not sure what it could be. I'll make sure there's no more hidden levers again or something. Trying to be very conservative with my light usage. Oh, okay, that's cool. Whoa, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so like I feel like I've done this all before, and now I'm just like going back to memory. Like I forgot it all or something. Not super sure. I think I've done all that I can do in this room. Ooh, a chest. Oh my god, tinderbox galore. I need to start using more of these tinder boxes. Oh, yeah.
That taste, that fragrance, Damascus rose.
Where do I go now? There's a black guy sometime maybe? Why are these things still here? I literally got rid of these things. Who is that? Yeah. No, I don't know if I'd say that. I don't really know what I'm doing, so... No, it's very old. I think it's like 2011. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know where I'm supposed to go. Amnesia, The Dark Descent. No. I think this is the right way to go. Welcome to the stream, I guess. Okay. Have all sorts of fans. Not really trying to get new fans, just trying to play the game. But... Okay, that makes sense. If it ever stops, it's just because I'm checking to read comments. I can't see them in the format that I'm
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains later that evening. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men in...
Wait, what? Wait, it just said a lot there. Okay, so that's kind of fun. So we're clearly pretty important. We have something to do in, I think that was Algeria, maybe? Okay, well, nice seeing you then. I won't do too much more, just because I want to get back to Red Dead Redemption and Elden Ring tonight. So, maybe after, like, the next climactic thing, I'll leave. I haven't been going for too long, I have a lot of things I want to do tonight, and don't have enough time, yeah. Interesting. The Alexander guy does not seem like the best guy out there. You know, I'd say I got a bad feeling about Alexander guy. What the heck is that noise? some clothes, that's normal.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with... I was trapped.
That's not good. I like how the key items kind of glow blue. Once again, same thing as Outlast. Came out like the same year. I wonder if... Not the same company, I don't think, but... Definitely some inspiration. Old Twilight. Dang, this area is huge. Piano. Dang, why'd I like that? Listen to this note, it's just... Level history room's locked. Chemical ingredients, evidence laboratory. 4 chemicals for power apple acid, wine stuff. Okay. So it's got all that going. Dang. What's that? Holy shoot. It's a nice snowy night, or snowy day. Classic setting. Yeah. What the heck? What on earth? The was just collapsed before I got here, but still, it's gone. What's going on?
17th May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Oh, man.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety. Grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble, and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
What was that? East Wing. Western Hall. They're not like memorized these. Written down. No, okay. Oh, yes, yeah, that was anyway, yeah, it's totally good. So many maps. Yeah, they're all used. Wait, what the heck? Okay, so the structure did just collapse. They were not lying about that. I cannot believe you. Okay. To find something I can pick up and grow. Like that.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
I just heard a monster. Oh, I can't get into the local history room. God. We gotta find this secret passage. Destruction. Oops, did not mean to do that. Nice. Alright, I dig this. Well, if you ask me, it seems like a perfect place to save it up. Considering we just got the wine store key and we'll be starting that tomorrow. Well, that was it for today. Thanks for joining. Not a little surprised that people came to watch this. I'm not trying to make any viewers. Just trying to. Well, goodbye.